The Wyoming Game and Fish Department is moving forward on identifying a proposed migration corridor in northwest Wyoming that would provide wildlife managers the opportunity to identify vital antelope habitat, find additional funding opportunities for conservation-based projects on private and public lands, and take other steps to proactively manage wildlife migrations through the proposed area. Wildlife managers are moving forward in the identification process for the Sublette antelope migration corridor, and Game and Fish will hold public meetings this month in western Wyoming seeking public input and discussing the proposed migration corridor and threat evaluation. Game and Fish Deputy Wildlife Chief Doug Brimeyer.
The benefits of having, a migration corridor identified and moving forward in the designation process gives us an avenue to work with project proponents, federal land management agencies, landowners to identify areas where we can improve habitat for wildlife, and we can solicit and seek funding for projects in those places. So, for example, on private lands, we'll be able to look for funding for wildlife-friendly fencing, invasive grass control. Maybe if a rancher has a real high density stand of sagebrush, we can come in and offer them some opportunity to thin that out a little bit and make it better for forage production for both, all the species that move across their landscape.
Game and Fish will host 3 public meetings in Pinedale November 16th, November 29th in Green River, and November 30th in Jackson, with all meetings beginning at 6 p.m. Game and Fish wildlife managers and research partners have collected an unprecedented amount of GPS data from over 400 individual collared antelope, and that's provided insight into the movements of antelope migrating from summer ranges in the Wyoming Range, Bondurant, and Jackson Hole areas to lower elevation winter ranges near Pinedale, Green River, and Rock Springs. Now, for some, the 360-mile round trip is the longest recorded antelope migration in the West, with antelope passing through various federal, state, and private lands. The deadline for public comment is January 5th. Written comments will be presented to the Wyoming Game and Fish Commission in March 2024, who will determine the next steps toward identifying and designating the corridor. This is Ray Hageman with the Wyoming Game and Fish Department.